Heavy is the right word for what you're carrying. Not difficult, not challenging, not the word you would use if someone asked you how things were going and you wanted to give a polite answer. Heavy, the specific, pressing, honest weight of a life that is asking more than feels available right now. The weight that is present before you are fully awake. The weight that is still there when you remember what day it is. The weight that the weekend has not lightened, because the weekend did not change what is making the life feel heavy. And you came here, Saturday morning, not because everything is fine, because it is not fine, and you needed somewhere to bring the heavy before the day began. That is enough. That single act of coming is the thing that matters most this morning. You could have stayed in the heaviness alone. You chose to bring it here instead. That choice matters more than you know. This prayer is not going to tell you the heavy is not real. It is real. This prayer is not going to produce the feeling of lightness immediately. It might not produce that feeling at all this morning. What this prayer is going to do is bring the heavy before the God who is strong enough to hold it, who does not stagger under the weight of what is staggering you, who receives heavy things with the full steadiness of the one who has never been crushed by what he carries. His word declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 19, that praise be to the Lord, to God our Savior, who daily bears our burdens. Daily, not in the dramatic moments, every day. The specific, continuous, faithful daily bearing of what the person is carrying. He bears, he carries. He does not observe the heavy from a comfortable distance. He takes it on. Before we enter this prayer, write in the comments right now, Lord, I need your strength today. The heavy is real, and I cannot carry it alone. Write it as the honest naming, not the performance of faith, the actual truth of the Saturday morning. Like this video as an act of bringing the heavy here instead of carrying it alone. Subscribe to this channel so we can begin every morning together, especially the Saturdays when the heavy arrived before the weekend and did not respect the rest that the weekend was supposed to provide. Share this prayer with someone whose life feels too heavy right now. Now let us bring the heavy before the one who is strong enough to hold it. Lord my God and my Father, I come before you on this Saturday morning, and I do not pretend. The life feels heavy right now. I'm not going to qualify that with how I know it could be worse, or how I'm grateful for what I have, or how I should not feel this way given what you have given me. All of that is true. And the heavy is also true, both, right now, and I am bringing the heavy. Take a breath. Feel where the heavy lies in you right now. The chest, maybe, the back, the place in the body where the weight settles when the life is asking too much. Feel it, not to amplify it, to acknowledge it, to say, yes, this is real, this is the actual Saturday morning condition, and I am bringing this to God. The heavy has a name. It might be grief. The specific, bone-deep weight of losing what cannot be replaced, or grieving what has not yet arrived but should have. Grief is heavy. It does not apologize for its weight. It just is. Or it might be exhaustion, the kind that is deeper than sleep can fix. The exhaustion of the person who has been carrying for too long without adequate help. The kind where the rest that the weekend promises does not actually rest because the load does not get set down when the person lies down. Or it might be fear. The quiet, sustained fear about what is coming, about the situation that is developing, about the person you love whose path you cannot direct, about the outcome you cannot control and that your caring cannot change. Or it might be all three, grief and exhaustion and fear together, which is what heavy usually is, and there is something else, the specific weight of loving people. The people in your life whose well-being you carry in a way you did not choose and cannot put down. The child whose path is going somewhere that frightens you. The parent whose decline you are watching. The marriage that is in a difficult season. The friend whose pain you absorb because you love them. The caring for people is itself a weight that comes from love, a weight that is not wrong to carry, just heavy. I bring it, all of it. without the editing, into this prayer before you. And Father, there is something important in the bringing without the editing. The edited version of the heavy is the version that has been made more spiritually presentable, the version that has the right amount of gratitude mixed in, the version that acknowledges the blessings before mentioning the weight. The edited version is real too, but it is not what came here this morning. The unedited heavy came here. And the unedited heavy is what God receives when the person stops editing and starts naming. Your word declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 22, to cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. Sustain, that is not the same as remove. He sustains the person in the heavy, holds them steady while the heavy is present, keeps them from being shaken to the point of falling. The sustaining is the strength, not the removal of the weight, the holding of the person who is under the weight. Father, I want to ask for what I actually need this morning, not the feeling of lightness, not the emotional experience that proves the prayer worked. I need something more durable than feeling. I need to know you are here, in the heavy, not on the other side of it, in it, right now, in the specific Saturday morning weight of a life that is asking more than I have. I need to know that the God who daily bears burdens is bearing this one, that I am not alone in the carrying, because that changes something, not the weight, the carrying of it. The heavy that is carried alone is a different experience from the heavy that is carried in the presence of the one who bears it with you. Same weight, different experience. Your word declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 2, that when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. Through, not around. He does not remove the water. He is with you in the water. He ensures the water does not sweep over you, even as you are in it. The sweeping over is what the heavy threatens, and the presence is what prevents the sweeping over. He is in the heavy with you right now, in this specific Saturday morning weight, present, holding you steady, not from a distance. Here, Lord, I need your strength today. The heavy is real and I cannot carry it alone. Take another breath. Feel the presence that the prayer is not creating but revealing. The presence that was here before the prayer began and that will be here when the prayer ends, and that is as present in the heaviness as it would be in any lightness. The presence is real, the heavy is also real, and you are in both. That is the word for this morning. You are not alone in this. Let that land, not as a theological statement, as the actual felt truth of right now. The God who made everything that exists is present in this room, in this heavy, with this specific person, on this specific Saturday morning, not managing things from a distance. Here, that is not a small thing. That is the most significant thing. And something shifts when that is actually received, not dramatically, the way light shifts when a cloud passes. The heavy is still there, and the being in the heavy with someone changes the quality of it. Not the weight, the experience of the weight. You are not alone in this, not today, not ever. That has always been true. This prayer just made room to feel what has always been true. Lord, I want to receive your strength, not my own rallied strength, yours. Because here is what I know about my own strength right now. It is not sufficient. The week proved that, and the Saturday morning is continuing the proof. The rallied determination that carried through Tuesday, and the manufactured courage that got through Wednesday, and the held-together performance that arrived at Friday, all of it my own strength, and all of it insufficient for what the life is actually carrying. I am not saying that to condemn myself. I'm saying it because it is the specific, honest truth of the Saturday morning person who has arrived at the weekend, knowing that their own strength was not enough for the week just past, and will not be enough for the week ahead. And that is exactly the condition that your strength was designed for. Your word declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 29 through 31, that he gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Renew, not reinforce what is already there. Renew from the outside, given to the person whose own strength ran out. This morning I stop trying to generate what I do not have. I receive what is being given. Your strength for this specific heavy Saturday, for the specific weight that the specific life is carrying right now. The hope is not that the life becomes lighter. The hope is that the strength given is sufficient for the weight that is present. And that strength is being given right now in this prayer to the person who came here with the honest heavy and the honest admission that they cannot carry it alone. Lord, I need your strength today. The heavy is real, and I cannot carry it alone. Father, I want to name something about what God's strength looks like in a heavy life. It does not always look like the heavy lifting. It does not always appear as the dramatic intervention that removes the weight. Sometimes it looks like this: the ability to take the next step, the next one, not the whole path, the specific next step that the heavy morning requires, and then the step after that. The person who is carrying the heavy life does not need to see the whole path cleared. They need what the next step requires, and the strength that God gives is sufficient for the next step. Every time, one step and then the next. When you leave this prayer today, you do not have to have figured out the whole heavy. You do not need a plan for how the grief resolves, or the exhaustion lifts, or the fear settles. You need the next right thing, the next step, which is smaller than the whole thing, and the strength for the next right thing is available. Your word declares in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 25, that your strength will equal your days, not your months, not your seasons, your days. Today's strength for today's weight, the next step's strength for the next step's requirement, not the whole year's heavy given all at once. Today sufficient for this. And the Saturday specifically has something the other days of the week do not offer as readily: space. The space to simply be in the heavy without the performance of managing it for the people and obligations of the week. The space to breathe the heavy and let God be present in the breathing. The space to not fix it, but to be held in it. Use that space today, not productively, just be in the heavy with the God who is already in the heavy with you. That is what the Saturday was made for, not the resolution, the being held. And I want to name something about being held that is easy to misunderstand. Being held does not feel like floating free. It feels like being supported from beneath, like the ground is there even though the weight is still present. The weight has not lifted, but the falling has stopped. The ground is there. That is what being held feels like in a heavy season. Not the freedom from the weight, the presence of something solid underneath it. You are being held right now, not lifted out. Held under, supported from beneath. The falling has stopped, and that is the strength that the God who daily bears burdens provides. Not the removal of the heavy, the ground beneath the person in the heavy. Your word declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 46, verse 1, that God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Ever-present, not available when summoned, present, already there, in the heavy Saturday morning before the prayer began. Still there when the prayer ends. The refuge is not a place you travel to. It is the presence that surrounds you where you already are, in the heavy, already there. Lord, I need your strength today. The heavy is real, and I cannot carry it alone. Father, as this prayer closes, I want to receive something to carry into the rest of this Saturday. Not a plan, not a solution, a presence. The awareness that the God who daily bears burdens has been bearing yours through every day that felt like too much. Through every morning, the heavy was present before you were fully awake. Through every night, the weight returned in the small hours. Through the seasons that have lasted longer than seasons should, all of it, daily, bearing. You have not been alone in this. Not once. Not on the heaviest day. Not in the heaviest moment. The presence was there even when the feeling of presence was not. The bearing was happening even when the bearing was not felt. The strength was available even when the strength was not accessed. That has always been true. It is true this morning. And it will be true in the next step you take after this prayer ends. And something about the Saturday specifically. The Saturday gives what the weekdays cannot. The permission to let the heavy be what it is without managing it into the performance of adequacy. The weekdays require the managing. The meetings require it. The people require it. The work requires it. But the Saturday can be the day when the heavy is just held, when the person does not have to produce anything out of the carrying, when the being held is sufficient activity for the day. That is not weakness, that is wisdom. The person who knows how to be held in the heavy is building something the person who only manages the heavy is not. The capacity to receive, the trust that the holding is real, the faith that the daily bearing is actually happening even when the daily bearing is not felt. These are built in the Saturday mornings that do not perform, that bring the actual heavy and stay in the presence of the one who receives it. You are building something today, in this prayer, even though it does not feel like building. Your word declares in the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28 through 30, that Jesus says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light." The exchange, you're heavy for his easy. Not because the hard things become small, because the one who carries with you is gentle, is humble, does not demand performance or adequacy before offering the rest. Come, as you are, with the Saturday heavy exactly as it is, and find what the coming always finds, the rest that is given, not earned, given. The heavy is still real, and you are not alone in it. And the next step has the strength it needs. That is enough for today. Lord, I need your strength today. The heavy is real, and I cannot carry it alone. That is the declaration this Saturday begins from. The heavy is named. The presence is real. The strength is being given for today's weight and today's next step. And the rest is available to the person who came here with the honest heavy and who received the honest God. To everyone who prayed with me this morning, go back to the comments and write it one final time. Lord, I need your strength today. The heavy is real, and I cannot carry it alone. Return to that today, whenever the heavy reasserts itself. The presence is still there, the strength is still given, for each step, one at a time. Subscribe to this channel and come back tomorrow morning. We are here every day, including the Saturdays like this one. Share this prayer with someone whose life feels too heavy right now. Not with answers, with this, with the God who bears. May the Lord be with you in the heavy today, with the specific present-bearing companionship of the one who daily carries what would crush anyone else. May the strength given be exactly sufficient for the next step and the step after that. May the Saturday space be used not for fixing the heavy, but for being held in it. And may you discover somewhere in this day that the heavy felt slightly different in the presence of the one who was in it with you. In Jesus' name, amen.